Good morning, 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 good morning. It is Monday, January 19th, 2026. You're locked into Morning Sip. Yes, I am here. I am here. I am here. Are you? Good morning, good morning, good morning, sippers. Good morning. It's January 19th. It's Monday. You know what happened on a Monday. It's Morning Sip with your girl, Lady Nikki Phoenix. I'm here. Good morning. Let's get started.
Ever striving, ever seeking, well in love and unity, each endeavoring, all achieving, heal our land. You've graced us with land, sea and beauty. Oh, you fed us from our birth by providing for your children. Oh, from generation to generation, we will lift up our prayer for Antigua, for Barbuda. Lord, we pray for Antigua in the name of Jesus. Lord, we pray for our nation. Please heal our land. Please heal our land. You stood beside us in the midnight hour. Your strong arms held us all together. Now we bless you in Jesus' name, and we pray for you in Jesus' name, the name above every other name.
Proverbs chapter 9. Wisdom had builded her house. She had hewn out her 7 pillars. She had killed her beasts, and she had mingled her wine. She had also furnished her table. She had sent forth her maidens. She cried upon the highest places of the city. Whoso is simple, let him turn in hither. As for him that wanted understanding, she said to him, Come, eat of my bread, and drink of the wine which I have mingled. Forsake the foolish, and live and go in the way of understanding. He that reproveth a scorner getteth to himself shame, and he that rebuketh a wicked man getteth himself a blot. Reprove not a scorner, lest he hate thee. Rebuke a wise man, and he will love thee. Give instructions to a wise man, and he will be yet wiser. Teach a just man, and he will increase in learning. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. For by me thy days shall be multiplied, and the years of thy life shall be increased. If thou be wise, thou shalt be wise for thyself. But if thou scornest, thou alone shalt bear it. A foolish woman is clamorous, she is simple, and knoweth nothing. For she sitteth at the door of her house, on a seat in the highest places of the city, to call passengers who go right on their ways. Whoso is simple, she says, let him turn in hither. And as for him that wanted understanding, she said to him, Stolen waters are sweet, and bread eaten in secret is pleasant. But he knoweth not that the dead are there, and that all her guests are in the depths of hell. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Antigua and Barbuda. Good morning to the World Wide Web. Good morning to Antigua. I said Antigua. Good morning to Guyana. Good morning, Barbados, Jamaica. Good morning to you here in London. Good morning to those in South Africa. Wherever you are in the world, welcome to Morning Sip with Lady Nikki Phoenix. Um, I'm asking individuals to tag somebody, tag a few people when you see the live because individuals are not getting the notification that we are live. And in about 15 minutes, I'm going to mark the register because I did um, say that I was going to mark. Well, I started marking the register last week, last Wednesday. And if you missed the live last Wednesday, I will repeat those names. That's a bonus class that you're getting. So if you miss another class, you have a bonus class to back up. I'm just saying. But we're going to be marking the register. But good morning. I don't know the kind of weekend that you had, but I trust that it has been a favorful weekend. It has been an upful weekend. You're in the land of the living. We're here. It's another day. We want to give the Most High God thanks and praise for this day, for this space, for the opportunity to be independent, independent of man's thoughts and ideas, but more so focus on what the Most High God has called this platform to do and call me, Lady Nikki Phoenix, to do. And I'm beyond grateful. So I say thank you, thank you, thank you. Remember, tag somebody in the live. Even afterwards, tag somebody in the live if you're here. And you don't see a few people, you tag them. If they join, they join. If they don't join, whether they're busy or they're not joining, that's quite okay too. But share the live as much as you can. Let's do the word. And as you can see, the title for today's live is Empires. The title for today's Monday Sip is Empires. And I've already conditioned my mind and conditioned this platform that and I'll have to repeat again, this is a space when you come here, you get edumacation. I made this word up. It is my word. I have to trademark this word, but this word is Lady Nikki Phoenix word, edumacation. When you come here, you get edumacation. And for this new season, that we're in, we want to ensure that we continue to edumacate each other when you come here. That's my word. Like I'm saying, don't take the word. Don't take that word. It's my word. All right. So our scripture this morning, I'm going to drop it, and then I'm going to get into what we're going to be talking about this morning. And we're going to be doing it a little different this morning. Every morning I come and I give the class all the information and I give the class the answers. No, we're going to be doing things a little different this morning, where I have 10 questions, class, that we're going to repeat throughout the hour. I think it's an hour and a half. I'm here at 1 p.m. I gotta go because I gotta stay on time. 10 questions that we're going to flow throughout the program today so that we can ask ourselves these questions. And as we see the conversations happening in the space, as we see people interacting with everything that's happening across the Caribbean, not only in Antigua and Barbuda, but Guyana, Jamaica, St. Kitts, every single place, Greenland, yes, Europe, yes. This is what we're going to focus on. Like it's a concern for us to pay attention and elevate the conversation a little bit. So the scripture today is Psalms 124. Okay. So Psalms 124 says, if the Lord had not been on our side, let Israel say, if the Lord had not been on our side, when people attacked us, they would have swallowed us alive when their anger flared against us. The flood would have engulfed us. The torrent would have swept over us. The raging waters would have swept us away. Praise be to the Lord, the Most High God, who has not let us be torn by their teeth. We have escaped like a bird from the fowler's snare. The snare has been broken, and we have escaped. Our help is in the name of the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. This is Psalms 124. This is the psalm that we're going to set today on. This is the psalm, especially today, 19th of January, 2026. This is the psalm that we're going to set the platform on. This is the psalm that we're going to say thank you to everyone who've supported, whether in 2023, when I started this online platform, being right here in the UK, and all the way through. We want to say thank you for your support. Thank you for your support in 2023, 2024, 2025. Thank you for your support in 2022. Thank you for your support since 2011. From whenever you've seen me in this space, if you're now joining, it's not a new space. This here might be new that you're joining, but the work that the Most High God has been doing in me, in the platform, in anywhere I go with this voice of mine, it continues to extend. So I say thank you all the time, forever. I'm beyond grateful. This Psalm 124 stands. If the Lord had not been on my side, let's make it personal. I want you to get to, let's make it personal. It's important. Psalms 124. If the Lord had not been on my side, me, Lady Nikki Phoenix. If the Lord had not been on my side, when people attack me, Lady Nikki Phoenix, whether in front of my face, behind my back, anyway, when they attack, whether with words, with actions, with whatever it is, if the Lord had not been on my side, they would have swallowed me up alive. When the anger flared against me, Lady Nikki Phoenix, they would have swallowed me up alive. The flood would have engulfed me. The torrent would have swept over me. If the Lord, the Most High God, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah had not been on the side of this platform, they would have swallowed us up alive. The raging waters would have swept us away, like move us out of the space, if the Lord had not been on our side. But as the psalm continues, Psalms 124:6 says, praise be to the Lord, who has not let us be torn by their teeth. We have escaped like a bird, phoenix bird, from the fowler's snare. The snare has been broken, and we have escaped. I have escaped. Somebody say, I have escaped. For whatever you're going through and whatever in your life, just say, I have escaped. I have escaped the snares of the fowler. It has been broken. Praise be to the name of the Most High God. We have escaped. Father, we give you praise and thanks and honor and glory, God. We say that your name be glorified, be magnified. Let your word continue to stand. Father God, let you, your light, and everything that concerns you. And even in this time that I'm going to spend here, I ask that you make it all yours as you usually do. In whatever way you decided to use me, Lord, let it be fun, let it be educational, with my word, edumacation. Father God, let us continue to do what you've called us to do with more tenacity and joy and clarity in every aspect of the word. So we thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the sippers. Thank you for those who've joined. Thank you for those who will join after. Thank you for those who will see this live after, whenever they'll see it, God. Let it just reach them wherever they're at, wherever they are, and whatever they need right now, show up in their lives. This is our prayer in the name of the Most High God. Good morning, good morning, good morning, class. I don't see anybody tagging anybody. I see people in the class. I see Nigel is here. I see Sherma is here. And Sherma, I should mark the register, but just after this, I'm going to mark the register. Tag a few people if you don't see anybody here. Good morning. Hey, Janice, I was about to mark the register. I'm about to mark the register, and you're present, please. So let me know. Remember, this is an algorithm system. This is a free space. independent space. This space is not supported by any political party. This space is supported by you buying me coffees. I have the coffee link there. It is supported by you sending a PayPal. It's supported by you buying stars on this platform. This is my space, our space. Every Monday and Wednesday, this is the commitment. This is the mission. This is the place to come and have a sip for some education. Because you know what? Y'all ain't prepared for today. I said I have 10 questions for the class. I said we're doing things a little different today in the class. I don't want to give you a little tease. I'm not going to tease you yet, class. But I got questions for you. Let's start this way.
Mark Brothers and so about your upbringing and how much grinding you take. Have you ever in your wildest dream thought that you would be on a big stage with real talented international artists
Never
being
crossed my
well
mind.
received
In fact,
by
if
the
you had asked me, I
audience?
would have said that it would have been an impossibility.
You're honest.
You're being very honest.
Humble and honest. I just want to say the humility, and inside of that humility, I think people connect with you. And, I just want to say well done. And I also just want to say well done to the team who put that festival together.
Indeed.
To tell you how much, I didn't want to be overpowering. I was asked to go on stage with Capleton. I said, no. Even Gramps Morgan, he wanted me to come and stage with him with the reparations. He had not learned the song. He kind of botched it, he botched it actually, because he didn't know the lyrics. Now, if I was there, I could have helped him with the lyrics. Not that I can sing, but I'm going to help him with the lyrics.
I'm glad that you didn't, in a sense,
Well, I did not, because again, I didn't want to be too plentiful and make it look as though it's a Gaston Brown thing. So the point I'm making here was very measured, and I don't know why anybody would have had an issue about that brief engagement as a writer, as a producer, bona fide, registered, and we'll be collecting royalties. Actually, me done collect over $70,000 already.
What?
As an advance.
Donna, remind
as
me.
Gassy Dread.
Remind us that we need
a lot of things.
Point FM need a lot of things. Okay.
Well, out of that, I have agreed to buy you some kind of computer system that Jupiter say you all need. So no worries. Gassy Dread got a share.
Jupiter make sure it's good quality as everything else around
kindness
here.
is one of the values that we cherish as Rastafari. See?
Yes.
Hello, Sharma, you're in class and you have to follow the class, Sharma. I know. This is why it is a morning sip. So if you need to take a pill, whatever you need to do, if you need to take a sip on, whatever you're sipping on, whatever is in your cup, and you need to take a sip of it and just, and maybe close your eyes and not watch, but listen. Maybe you can do that. Let's do that.
Bribing people and so on.
Donna, remind
as
me.
Gassy Dread.
Remind us that we need
a lot of things.
Point FM need a lot of things. Okay.
Well, out of that, I have agreed to buy you some kind of computer system that Jupiter say you all need. So no worries. Gassy Dread got a share.
Jupiter make sure it's good quality as everything else around
kindness
here.
is one of the values that we cherish as Rastafari. See?
Yes.
And when they say we bribing people and so on, I bribe nobody. We believe in sharing. Sharing is caring.
Indeed.
So again, what I did was not overbearing, and I had the opportunity to be on the stage at least on 2 other occasions and declined.
All right. Well, Shugi doesn't see it that way. We know that they oppose everything. This was just a moment of levity, a moment for persons to enjoy themselves, and you came out among the people, and we had a good time. Indeed,
But
certainly.
you got to talk about my bona fides. Not even, well, look, even if I'm boldface, it doesn't matter. Boldface had a right to be on the stage like he had songs. And social, well, let's put it this way, that Gassy Dread has absolutely more songs than Boldface already. So if Boldface had a right to be on stage, Gassy Dread had a right? What kind of injustice you are committed against Dread? Well, go on here. I thought we are people of justice, man, and fairness and equity.
Well, some people don't see it that way, including this fella here. Let me just tell you something here.
All over the place instead of in
This is what was posted, as a matter of fact. It says here, when culture becomes costume. The One Nation
First of
concert.
all, let us acknowledge the writer.
That is
a
Sugi.
one by the name of
Oh.
Doreed Whitlock, who lives in the United States, who is actually divorced from reality, who wrote it and posted for Sugi, and then he went and parroted it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
All
I
right.
wouldn't give them the publicity, but go ahead.
But I
I
want to.
agree.
I wouldn't really give
Okay,
them the
you want to leave that
publicity.
there?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
because
you're absolutely right.
it's
Sugi-
nonsense.
Sugi-
Yeah,
You know what
He's
I observed?
obsolete. Then all irrelevant now. Then he not go parliament, but you comment
Well,
on
look,
you.
it's one of the biggest mistakes that he would have made, yeah? Even an observer that is hostile to us, yeah? You look at the posting, an observer online portal. Shugi got some licks in his tail, right? Hundreds of
yes.
people.
And that is exactly where I was
ate him
heading.
up. They
That
nearly
is
killed him.
that's exactly where I was heading. I wanted to read it, even though he came out with that. The people came
Well, you
came
can
after
s-
him for his negativity.
So you can
Got
speak to
licks
it, but
like
don't
rain.
give them
But
the
that,
publicity.
in my
to read
opinion,
it.
when he came out and he spoke about the One Nation concert, of course we know that it was to unite the country through music and culture. And if he's going to talk about a political prop, there was nothing political about that.
You know, people remind him about Mamba.
Yeah.
Mamba Lumba, Mamba Lala. Going into a competition
Mamba.
to get money.
Yeah.
By the way, no, I am actually perform pro bono.
As a paid artist. but you know, Prime Minister, these times here, and when we get to the more serious aspects of the show with what is happening in the geopolitical space, and your songs and your performance speak to it, because when you're saying that you already making thousands of dollars, and that is just the beginning, not even a year, maybe just a half a year into this
But the
thing.
thing about it, we have not even uploaded the songs as yet.
Yes. What we're
Imagine
looking
when they
at,
uploaded.
I think we're looking at a intelligence industry, a knowledge-based intelligence industry that is applicable for these times in various aspects of our lives. And this is just one of it, and your leadership is a part, or this is a part of your leadership. I would just let us move on and discard Sugar and
Just
them.
to add here, other than
All right, so we're just waiting for that part for us to move on. So, class, last week, the Prime Minister announced that in his farming, he makes 150,000 AC a month in farming, and less than 6 months in his musical career or venture or exploration of his talent, he has said how many $1,000 he received just now? He mentioned in the clip. Yeah? So take a sip on that. Take a very long sip, as long as you need. As much as you need the sip, we're going to take the sip. Because, like Sherman said, Sherman said, many used to them things, yeah, them things you're clogging up my brain. And Sherman, I know. So that's why we had to put the foolishness first. That's why we had to put that first so we can get into what our discussion is today. Because it is clear the agenda, the objectives, the attention, the focal point, dollar bills, y'all. Dollar bills, y'all. Dollar bills, y'all. But like Janice says, ibun you, ibun she, and ibun me. And as I was preparing the program, I could not get past the almost 7 minutes that I played there for you, because after this discussion, there's a release, a breaking news song that is on the stream, that this song too is going to maybe get, way more than $70,000, and it's not even uploaded yet, because this one is hot, because I have been dancing to this one all through the morning. Like, I got up and I was preparing for the program, and doing all my little mommy duties, and the song just in my system, man. Yeah. So while our Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda is focusing on his musical career and his royalties and his farming and leading by example, Yeah, because he's leading by example. That is the general narrative. In farming, he's leading by example, making having his own farm as the prime minister, and making $150,000. He's leading by example. Now, with regard to the music, he's leading by example. Yes? But I want us to go somewhere that we haven't been going, and neither did the prime minister go. Yeah? The prime minister did not attend an OECS meeting, like the OECS, CARICOM, pressure being placed on all these CARICOM islands, and they wanted to show a united front. And who was missing? The OECS heads met, and who was missing? We're at a point where we're talking about it's global, it's regional, and then it comes home, local. And if who is the head, home, local, is not serious and paying attention to what's happening regionally and globally, then we're going to be left in the dust. Globally, I don't know if anybody has been following the news for the past 2 to 3 weeks, and especially in the past 24 to 48 hours, with regards to President Donald Trump threats and his demand for Greenland and his tariffs that has been implemented over Europe and Canada. Global. We would always say when I was in Antigua that if America sneezes, Antigua catches a cold or a flu at you. Bless you. Seriously. And America has been sneezing. America had a sneeze that brought out so much snot that lick borders tightening, trade is being weaponized, and small states, and plenty small states with 100,000, less than 120,000 people, less than 200,000 people are feeling the pressure. Two major global issues that we have going on, like the two major issue that is shifting everything, has already shifted everything. And every prime minister in their own right has demonstrated in their own way to their citizens their position, their leadership style, their intention, their plan, their idea, how they desire to take the nation forward. But what happens? In Dominica, if you followed in Dominica, Dominica has actually launched a $1 program where you can lease land and do some farming. So they're taking an approach to offer food security. I saw the Honorable Anthony Smith in Antigua and Barbuda sent me some, I think he shared a WhatsApp in my WhatsApp, shared his Facebook in my WhatsApp. I got to check it to make sure. And also on Facebook that there were seedlings being handed out, maybe 2,000, or I got to check the number of how many seedlings that were handed out. That's an effort for food security, I guess. But Prime Minister Gaston Brown has not come to the public, has not held a press conference, has not stood at a microphone with multiple reporters as every other prime minister and presidents and premiers around the world has been doing to address their citizens with a plan, with processes, with agenda, with how we're going to move forward. The Prime Minister has not done that. Prime Minister Gaston Brown has not done that. Maybe he's planning to do it. We're going to be a bit objective. Maybe he's planning, it's on the agenda. But what came out while the OECS is meeting, and all these OECS heads are saying, listen, we're not going to allow the US to talk to us individually, like you talk to St. Kitts and Nevis and negotiate this refugee program, and then you talk to Grenada and decide how it's going to go, and then you talk to Dominica. The OECS heads said, let's meet, and let's have one common conversation. So don't talk to us individually. Talk to us as a united front. Is Antigua and Barbuda part of the OECS? I'm asking the class a question. Is Antigua and Barbuda part of the OECS? And why was Prime Minister Gaston Brown absent from that meeting? What was discussed in the meeting? Was Prime Minister Gaston Brown invited to the meeting, or was he uninvited to the meeting? What happened with the meeting? But two global currents, like major, that the small states are going to feel it and have been feeling it immediately, is the migration and visa tightening policy. The leverage that they can choose, they can decide, they can deny, they can approve. And the US has paused, like, effective January 21st, which is 2 days from now. Effectively 2 days from now, 75 nationals, as in 75 countries, Antigua and Barbuda is one of them, 75 countries, they paused the issuance of visas. So this is a conversation. This is vital to the future of Antigua and Barbuda, the future of the people in Antigua and Barbuda. This is vital to Donna Shire. This is vital to Colin O'Neill. This is vital to Jupiter. This is vital to every single person listening. This is vital. And the Prime Minister was absent from that meeting. Absent. The visa bonds, $15,000 for some visitor visa applicants. And they did that to deter overstaying. So 15,000. So remember, 2 days from now, they're going to pause, immigrant visa issuance for 75 countries. Just going to pause it effective January 21st. Put a pause on that. So there are individuals who have family members in the United States. I have 2 sons in the United States. Born in Antigua, my 2 sons are in the United States. There are individuals who are in the United States and have relatives and families and friends in Antigua and Barbuda who've already been planning. Some of them already have their visa applications in, whether they're going on their tourist visa, they're going to visit family members, they're going to assist or be there for a family member that might have a surgery or some kind of doctor appointment. There are individuals who would normally go to the US for the every half year checkup, the 6 months checkup. There's so much at stake. But that conversation is not happening. As in, our Prime Minister is not coming to the people. What does that say about what he thinks about his people? Prime Minister Skerritt had a press conference, came out. He's had multiple press conferences in the past 2 weeks, I think. We've seen him more than once or twice. The Prime Minister for St. Kitts and Nevis, the Prime Minister for the President for Guyana came out. Barbados has called their snap election, which is going to happen on February 11th. Prime Minister Gaston Brown, noticeably to this platform, and I'm going to say to this platform, Free Press 268, when I can sneak in and observe what's happening, and then I can sneak back out and do my mommy life. There have been some posts about scholarships. I don't know if you guys have noticed it, but there are ministers who had posted flyers of scholarships, and within 24 hours, those scholarships were gone. Honorable Chet Green, Rawdon Turner, Honorable Maria Bird Brown, Prime Minister Gaston Brown, and I'm trying to see if there was another individual within the past week or last week offered scholarships. And the Prime Minister also, in his response, his aim is to fix St. John's. These are the things that he's put in the last week and a half, 2 weeks, to show Antigua and Barbuda, this is where my focus is. This is what we're supposed to be focusing on. Don't pay attention to what's happening regionally. Don't pay attention to what's happening globally. You just trust this process of no answers, no accountability, no press conferences, no clarity. The Prime Minister has agreed with the United States on this MOU for refugees coming to Antigua and Barbuda. We've not seen the Prime Minister before a pulpit asking questions ever. Can I say ever? As in ever. And we found ourselves, including all the media houses, just pulling clips from the Prime Minister's radio program every Saturday. This is how he addresses the nation. This is how we get answers. And this is how we're supposed to move forward in Antigua and Barbuda. So what do we do about the $15,000 bond? How many people can afford the $15,000 bond? Like, people can afford to put in their applications, put the 40,000 EC plus down on hold, and still have their traveling money, still have the spending money, and still have the little emergency monies and whatever they need. And, you know, when they go to see their family members, and little fun time monies and the drinks money. How many individuals in Antigua and Barbuda are able to afford that right now? How many individuals in Dominica can afford that right now? How many individuals in Barbados can afford it right now? How many individuals around the Caribbean can afford to just have $40,000 just sitting on the side untouched? You just simmer. How many individuals? But the empire is being built. The empire is being built. Whether you like it or not, whether I like it or not, whether we like it or not, the empire is being built. The tariffs that are going to hit geographically, that is pressure, plenty pressure. Again, America sneeze and Antigua catch a cold. Caribbean islands catch a cold, we get a flu. It's a bit chilly. Things get a bit tight. So what do we need at this time? What is necessary? What should we be hearing and seeing and knowing? Where's the confidence to know that this is the right direction we're going? So you're saying, not me, I'm pointing to myself, but you're saying the right direction right now is to fix up St. John's. The right focus right now is fixing up St. John's. That's the focus. We fix St. John's. But Barbados see the right focus as calling a snap elections. Why? And many other Caribbean islands has had their elections in the last, how many days? How many months? Within the last year, 2 years. We've had, within the last year, 2025, we've had multiple elections. So what happens to Antigua and Barbuda? That's the question. And the Caribbean, the entire Caribbean, not just Antigua and Barbuda, the entire Caribbean is under pressure. Real pressure, like real pressure. So in the Caribbean, in the past week and a couple of weeks, the United States continue their operations in seasoned vessels, Venezuelan oil tank vessels or oil tanker vessels. Seize those. Again, what happens to the small islands and fuel? What happens to every aspect that the need, like every aspect? What happens then? And then if we turn our attention to Guyana, because every Caribbean island is on the spotlight. Like there's multiple spotlights and there's everybody here. And the spotlight on every country is also the spotlight on the leader of those islands and countries. They determine the direction for the next 10 years, the next 15 years, the next 20 years. What kind of mindset those leaders are carrying right now? What kind of mindset is our leader, Prime Minister Gaston Brown, carrying right now? What kind of mindset Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit is carrying? What kind of mindset is President Ifrin Ali for Guyana carrying? What kind of mindset is PM Mia Mottley carrying right now that she would say, I'm going to call a snap elections? The mindset of the leader determines the destination of the train, the bus, or the Bronco. Hello? The driver, the pilot, because we're depending on them for their wisdom. We're depending on them for their negotiative skills. We're depending on them to be skillful. Yes? We're depending on them to be strategic. Yes? We're depending on them to be focused on key issues that affect the masses. And the visa issue affects the masses. The masses does not have $40,000 just to sit on the side. But majority within the masses have family members all over America, every aspect of America, St. Croix, wherever, family members, and have been moving from place to place and navigating and doing their family gatherings and all the different things that they're doing. You know, some children are going to school. Some of them have applied for school. So then when you offer this free education, you're basically saying to me, you don't need to go away and study right here, stay right here in Antigua. But a general consensus has been over the years that people would be in Antigua, not get opportunities. People would go away and study and come back to Antigua and still not get opportunities and still not be able to advance their lives. So what is the plan? What's the mission? What is the agenda? Whose empire are we building? Whose empire is Prime Minister Gaston Brown building? Whose empire is Mayor Mottley building? Whose empire is President Ifrin Ali building? You see, there were two men back in the day that were real firefighters. They were real soldiers. Two men stood up to the bully that we see today. A few, but two men stood up. The one from Cuba, Fidel Castro, and the one from South Africa, Nelson Mandela. Fidel Castro had a plan for his people, for Cuba, for the place that they were going to go. The fighters and the soldiers, they had an objective. They were one of one accord, one understanding. Nelson Mandela, one thing was in his heart as a leader for his people in South Africa. We have leaders today in every single Caribbean island that cannot match up. They don't have the strength. They don't have the testicle fortitude. They don't have the heart for the people. They don't even know the direction they want to go other than building their own empires. Class, take a sip. Teacher want to take you back a little bit and give you a little history. Take a sip. This is a free, independent space. If you're able to buy a cup of coffee, please do. If you're not able to, that's quite fine. Thank you for being here. This is not a space for us to spectate. This is a space for us to educate ourselves. It's a space for us to just acknowledge. It's a space for us to raise the bar when it comes to the conversation. We are not content creators. We don't just occupy space just for the likes and the views. We have a mission. We've been on this mission. And if you've been supporting then and you're supporting now and you just came on board and you want to continue to support, I say thank you. But take a sip, class. We're about to go back in history. I'll give you your 10 questions and then I'm going to read from our text that we're going to use. We're going to use a text for this class and tomorrow's class. I haven't marked the register yet, have I? But we're going to use a text. But I want to give you a sip. Take a little sip of this. I'm telling you, take a sip. You're going to like it. And then we do the class.
I that bun you, me moving silent, I that bun you, living me own life, I that bun you, I that bun you. You talk I will eat, me just observe, me stay in lane and protect me nerve. While you they watch man, me they watch work. That's why opportunity find me first. Me nah carry bad vibes, me carry vision. Strong foundation, real ambition. Every setback turn into provision. Now me steps them patterned with vision. Me nah compete, me nah run race. Me only focus for me own pace. But every time me level elevate, appear screw face in every place. Me they are rising, I that bun you. You see the progress, I that bun you. Me moving silent, I that bun you. Living me whole life, I that bun you. Me they are rising, I that bun you. Whole team shining, I that bun you. Blessing a leaning, I that bun you. Live on me one live, I that bun you. I that bun you. Me cut off nice, now the path clear. Real ones round me, fake disappear. Me blessing truth, me not live in fear. Me spirit steady like the tide right here. Me hustle quiet, results loud. Me stay grounded, do me make me crowd. You watch me climb, now you feel loud. But me never boast, me just stay proud. Me nah compete, me nah run race. Me only focus for me own pace. But every time me level elevate, appear screw face in every place. Me they are rising, not that bunny. You see the progress, not that bunny.
Listen, the tune will go on, eh? Hey, Janice is all day, all morning. I can't say all day. Janice is all day. It's a Nikki day. Me couldn't even do no more work. I tell you, I pull the clip, I pull the thing to do the little thing, and I sit there, oh, what? Janice, this thing's serious. It is serious, class. Like I said, your teacher woke up, downloaded, the thing to listen to, and I started listening. And as I'm moving around the house and listening, like doing my little chores and thing and getting the early morning going, and I'm listening to the clip with Prime Minister Gaston Brown talking, and then Jupiter just slip in the song, and the song just do what? And listen, I just replayed it and replayed it. It took me all the way through my morning. I was just like, what? The vibes, nice, class. But remember, this soon will have some fees attached. That's the anthem. It's an anthem. It's very sweet. It's very nice. I really like it. I'm locked in. But then remember, if I play this on the platform, it's going to be monetized. It's not monetized as yet, like the Prime Minister says. I didn't play that ending part for you guys, but the Prime Minister said that this song is for Queen Mer, that somebody did it and sent it for Queen Mer, and then they sent it to him. Hey, Nicole, morning, and then they sent it to him. They sent it to him, and then he said he just need to add some more to it. And it's not ready as yet, but remember, Gassy Dread said, I miss you, baby. I love you too. I miss baby and baby. Hey, baby. Talking to my little baby. Hey, baby, auntie. Not you, Nicole. That one is not for you. I want to see you, baby. So I gotta tell you. So he said that the song is not finished as yet. If the song is not finished as yet and the song's so sweet, listen, class, I'm telling you, we're gonna go into the history. I got a little teaching for you and all of that, but I say it's distractions, isn't it? It's distractions. You're right. So I shouldn't continue to play it. I know it is, but when we take a break again, we gotta take a little taste of that thing. Nice. Nicole just reach, class. So we gotta give her. Let's give her.
Silent, I that bunny you. Living me own life. Me they are rising, I that bunny you. You see the progress, I that bunny you. Me moving silent, I that bunny you. living me own life. I that bun you, I that bun you. You talk a whole heap, me just observe. Me stay in lane and protect me nerve. While you dey watch man, me dey watch work. That's why opportunity find me first. Me nah carry bad vibes, me carry vision. Strong foundation, real ambition.
Okay, class. Let's get back to work. I see Sharma. Sharma, you can't behave like that. Come on, Sharma. Let me on mute. Sharma, you see when I dropped the video, because listen, I took Munch to school, and after I took Munch to school, I had to stop here, play the video, and do a liquor dance. Stop here, play. Janice, I'm gonna link you and tell you. And Janet, look, okay, all right, class. It is lit. It is lit. Okay. If Maria Simon never talk nothing nice about she and big she up on wherever Maria want to see me this morning, you want to see me with that bun, yeah. Anyway, all right, class. So earlier, before we took our wonderful break, that was a nice sip of break. That was a dance break. That was a good one. So before we did that, I mentioned that we're going to go back in history. I mentioned two men, two leaders. The leader of Cuba, I say Cuba, Fidel Castro, and the leader of South Africa, Nelson Mandela. I have before me for our class today that we're going to do our questions and our sip this morning. This is our study until we're able to complete it. So we have a few, how many minutes we have for today? We have about 30 minutes today or less than that today. And then next on Wednesday, we will continue. Now, this book is called How Far We Slaves Have Come. How Far We Slaves Have Come. Nelson Mandela and Fidel Castro. Where did injustice and equality come from? That's the question. Where did injustice and inequality come from? Where did poverty and underdevelopment come from? Where did all these calamities come from, if not from capitalism? These are the exact words from Fidel Castro. I'm taking us back into history. I'm taking us back where we're going to study the men, the leaders who truly understood what it meant to fight, not with words, not with nice suits, not in a braggadocious way, but men who understand strategy, men who were men of heart for the people, men who understood what they were coming up against. And as we go through, you'll know what they came up against and what the Caribbean islands, the Western Hemisphere is coming up against right now. We will ensure that sooner rather than later, the poor, and rightless will rule the land of their birth. Nelson Mandela said that. He said, we will ensure that sooner rather than later, the poor and rightless will rule the land of their birth. Let me read the preface. But I'll give you your questions, class. And our questions this morning is, before I read this, are we negotiating with the United States as countries or as a region? You getting your questions today? Are we negotiating with the US as countries or as a region? It takes it back to the OECS meeting. It takes us back to these individual MOUs were being signed, and now the OECS leaders are meeting to say, listen, don't single us out and talk to us one by one. Speak to us as a collective, just one voice, and we're going to stand. They're bringing a united front before United States to see. Don't speak to us. Don't segregate us and have individual deals and agreements with us. Second question. If you were the prime minister, come on, class. If you were the prime minister, what would you push tomorrow? Would you push the protocols or would you push press releases? If you were the prime minister, what would you push tomorrow? Would you push the protocols or the press releases? Does national dignity mean speaking loud or negotiating smart? Class, these questions are not very hard, but I expect you to answer because I'm going to mark the register and mark your participation. There's a different space, a different conversation. We're just here to educate ourselves while we sip. Excuse me. Does national dignity mean speaking loud or negotiating smart? Doesn't take rocket science. Should any island accept third country deportees without Parliament voting on a framework? Should any island accept third country deportees without Parliament voting on a framework? What's the hidden cost of visa bonds? Money, stigma, or lost opportunity? What is the hidden cost, the major cost, the most serious, egregious offense of not having the opportunity to apply and get your visa? What is the hidden cost? Is it money? You just had the money just like that, 40,000, put it aside, cool. Is it the stigma? Stigma over the 75 islands or countries that have an immediate pause on the issuance of visas? Or is the lost opportunity? Lost opportunity where you're supposed to schedule to go and see a family member for whatever agreement, whatever plans you might have, family reunion, whatever you usually do at a particular time of the year, whether it's your health checkup or checking in, whatever it is. It has been a constant staple in your life and in your family's life. With regards to your orders or whether you're a small business, you're now applying for school. There might have been 4, 5 individuals throughout in your generations that might have had the opportunity to go to the United States. And there is your little young one coming up, and now that is a lost opportunity. Why do snap elections happen when leaders feel strong and not when they feel weak, class? Hello, sippers? Why do snap elections happen when leaders feel strong? Because I think Prime Minister Mia Mottley feels very strong right now. She feels solid as a rock. Not when they feel weak. And I'm going to slip in a part 2 or a part B for this question. How is Prime Minister Gaston Brown feeling right now? Does he feel strong or weak? And is he going to call a snap election? That's your A and B for that one. Is our Prime Minister going to call a snap election? Is Guyana's rise a CARICOM opportunity? Remember I spoke about Guyana earlier and the oil that's been found, the support that Guyana has been getting from the United States. I'm going to give a little bit more after I repeat this question regarding Guyana and the US and Venezuela. Is Guyana's rise a CARICOM opportunity or a CARICOM test? Because at the moment, Guyana is getting the support from the United States. Trinidad and Tobago is getting the support from the United States. Jamaica has just announced in a press release that they're having support from the United States. Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State, announced that they had him and Prime Minister Holness, Andrew Holness, they had a meeting and they spoke about the rebuilding of Jamaica and the support that the United States is going to bring to Jamaica. So we have Guyana, we have Trinidad and Tobago, and we have Jamaica that is getting the support from the United States. And then we have all these other small island states, Grenada, St. Kitts and Nevis, Dominica, Antigua, Barbados. These islands are on the immediate pause on the visa issuance and also the 15,000 bond on 5 to 15,000, because it's 5, 10, and 15. It's not necessarily 15,000. The bond is there. So Guyana is in this space now where Guyana just found themselves having oil, and Guyana has all these rich resources that has not been tapped into as yet with regards to bauxite and diamond and gold. We have all of that in Guyana already. So the U.S. now has positioned itself to be a partner, a friend of Guyana. And this relationship to some extent came into more fruition maybe a year or a year and a half ago, when President Nicolas Maduro of Venezuela started to threaten Guyana. And he said Essequibo is a part of Venezuela. And he was basically threatening. There have been multiple instances where they might have stood off at the borders, not necessarily war, but there might have been activities when tension was rising between Guyana and Venezuela. About five five military officers died in a plane that or a helicopter that crashed close to the Venezuelan border. There's so many things that were happening, and Venezuela was threatening Guyana literally to take Venezuela. President Nicolas Maduro says Essequibo is his. Essequibo will belong to he. Must it belong like how the Guyanese say it. And then Guyana started to, they even did a song, Essequibo belong to we. The United States got involved. The United States said if Guyana needs support, if Guyana needs any kind of any kind of military support, they are there, whether in sending ships into the waters, etc., etc. So listen, I got your back. Yeah. Trinidad and Tobago, you guys heard the clip when Prime Minister Kamala Persad said, the prime ministers of Dominica and Antigua should tell their citizens why this visa ban is going to be coming into effect. This is before this whole 15,000 ban, this immediate pause from January 21st, which is 2 days from today. But the general conversation we should take a step back. Yeah, we're taking a step back to look at the history of what's been going on, because the pressure again is like you're saying, you can't have any friends, but I don't want to be your friend. You can't talk to this person and negotiate, but I'm not going to negotiate with you. And if you find somebody else to negotiate and do business with, I'm going to penalize you. And this is why it brought us in today's class to these two men, President Fidel Castro and President Nelson Mandela. This book that I hold in my hand consists of the speeches that they did together. And we're going to study them. We're going to read, because you can never know where you're going if you don't know where you're coming from. And as a Black race, as Black people, we have always been at the bottom of the barrel. And I think, within our own selves and within amongst the Caribbean, the Black community, the Black ethnic Caribbean has been fighting against their brothers and sisters out of ignorance. Because we are stronger together. And the mission has always been to divide and conquer. And I'll show you divide and conquer examples in our political system in Antigua and Barbuda. It's either red or blue. There's no in between. There's no independent. Even if you have a different idea on a particular issue, it must not be that way. It must be red or blue. Literally. It must be. You must choose a side. Across the Caribbean, when this visa conversation started, the visa proclamation came out in December last year, and Prime Minister Kamala Persad made her statement, her comments regarding Prime Minister Gaston Brown and Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit of Dominica. Antigua and Dominica, she made her comments. Prime Minister Gaston Brown responded how he responded, and the automatic response in citizens in Antigua and citizens in Trinidad and Tobago is to attack each other. Psychological. Again, we're fighting against ourselves. We're fighting against ourselves. Prime Minister Gaston Brown, with his leadership style now and what he is focusing on, what he's putting his energy into, his lack of leadership style and coming and answering to the people and giving information, it shows that he too has his own agenda. It's either that or he's totally disconnected from where the world is heading. Like totally like, pull out the thing and just eject. Totally disconnected. But there is Guyana on the rise with oil. And Guyana is in this CARICOM conversation. So is Guyana an opportunity for CARICOM, or is the test for CARICOM? And this migration issue, how do we treat it? Do we treat it as a moral issue, a security issue, or a bargaining chip? Because I say that to say the United States can say to Antigua and Barbuda or the Caribbean, fix your visa, fix your CBI, and we're going to implement the visa, remove the pause from the visa restrictions. They could say that. And then we remove the restrictions and we fix it up how they ask us to fix it up, and you jump through all these dupes, and then they're going to be like, okay, so then fix this now. And then do this now. And then do that now. Okay, do that. Says loop after loop after loop. Move the goalpost, move the goalpost, move the goalpost, move the goalpost. So are we going to continue to look at the local? Are we going to look regional? Or are we going to go global? Are we going to ensure that we educate ourselves of where it all started? And it started many, many years ago. 2 more questions, and then we'll read our piece. When the U.S. shifts policies, what's our Caribbean playbook, and do we have one? What's the playbook of the Caribbean? When I was preparing this morning's program, I remember, over the weekend, I remember Ivor Ford. Those in Antigua and Barbuda would know Ivor Ford. Sir Ivor Ford would call in on Voice of the People, and Ivor Ford would always give me information. Ivor Ford would always pack up my email with this kind of clip and this kind of document, and he was always talking about the West Indies Federation. He was always talking about the West Indies Federation. So when the U.S. shifts policies, what is the Caribbean's playbook? Do we have one? At this present moment, with Antigua finding itself in the center with the spotlight on us, and the spotlight is more on us because we have multiple spotlights. We have the spotlight of the personality of the Prime Minister, in the sense of the associations and all these different things that's happening around the Prime Minister and his family and his wife and so on. There's a spotlight there. There's a spotlight in Antigua and Barbuda again, which includes the Prime Minister and his relationship style and his negotiating style and where he's signing all of his agreements, etc. There's a spotlight there. There's also a spotlight for Antigua because, hey, Antigua is nice and beautiful and chill, and everybody just chill and lay back. What can we do there? Can Antigua offer anything? What resources can I get from Antigua and Barbuda? There's a spotlight there. There's a spotlight that we have 100,000 people. What's 100,000 people? What can I do? What? And when I say I am talking about the US, I'm talking about the big boys going all the way global. So we're going to read. I need to pull up Let's read. On July 26, 1991. Okay, wait. You expected teacher to read something that says 1946, or we're going to get there like 1959. I'll give you those dates, but you expected something where we weren't young at that time. At 1991, I'm like, 1991, I was alive, and yay, I was there, alive. On July 26, 1991, Nelson Mandela, president of the African National Congress, ANC, and Fidel Castro, president of Cuba, spoke together for the first time on the same platform. On this historic occasion, they were addressing a rally of tens of thousands in Matanzas, Cuba, marking the 38th anniversary of the opening of the Cuban Revolution. The pages that follow contain the complete text of the speeches by Nelson Mandela and Fidel Castro at the Matanzas rally, as well as the revolution of Cuba's Council of State awarding Mandela the Jose Marti Medal, the highest honor conferred by the government of Cuba. Here, Mandela and Castro explain why the two struggles of which they are central leaders, one, the battle to build a revolutionary democratic movement in South Africa capable of uprooting the apartheid system, and two, the battle to strengthen the internationalism and communist direction of the Cuban Revolution, have been closely intertwined. Those two have been closely intertwined for the past 3 decades. That's in 1991, it was 3 decades then. Through their words, we can better understand why the struggles being waged by the people of South Africa and Cuba are today the most important examples for fighters everywhere who want to rid the earth of racism and exploitation and chart a road forward for all humanity. In November 1975, the Cuban government, in response to a request from the government of Angola, sent thousands of volunteer troops to that country to help defeat the invading armed forces of South Africa's apartheid regime. Pretoria was determined to block the Angolan people from realizing their hard-fought independence from Portugal, set for November 11, 1975. The apartheid rulers recognized that the crumbling of the Portuguese Empire, the last bastion of European colonialism on the African continent, would provide impetus in South Africa itself to struggle to end the white minority rule. Following class. The Cuban government named its internationalist mission in Angola Operation Carlotta. Look it up, class. We'll have more questions on it. After the slave who led an 1843 rebellion in Cuba's Matanzas province, the site of the July 26 rally. So we're talking about July 26, 1991 here, yeah? And that's where they had the rally. When the Cuban volunteers arrived, South African troops had already pressed more than 4,000 miles into Angolan territory, and anti-government forces had reached the outskirts of the capital city of Luanda. By late March 1976, however, the last invading forces had been pushed back over Angolan's southern border into Namibia, at that time still a South African colony. This initial defeat of apartheid's army gave new impetus to the struggle for a non-racial democratic republic inside South Africa. In June 1976, young people took to the streets in Soweto and other black townships across the country. In the years that followed, the surge of protests gave birth to a new network of popular communities and apartheid organizations on both the local and national level. The new rise of struggles reinforced the African National Congress, which had been banned in 1960, and many of whose leaders, including Mandela, were imprisoned for their apartheid activities. The advancing struggle inside the country increased the apartheid status and international isolation of the apartheid regime. In limited and uneven ways, imperialist governments in Europe, North America, Asia, and the Pacific acceded to mounting demands by apartheid forces to impose economic, sports, cultural, and other sanctions against South Africa. Over the next 12 years, the apartheid rulers repeatedly conducted military operations, penetrating deep into Angolan territory. Together with the bipartisan government in Washington, Pretoria armed and financed the forces of UNITA, the National Union for the Total Independence of Angola, which carried out the counter-revolutionary terrorist operation in southern Angola. In November 1987, however, in the face of a critical situation in which South African troops had encircled Soweto Coanville in southeast Angola, Cuba made a decision to send thousands of volunteer reinforcements and massive amounts of weaponry and supplies. By March 1988, the South African troops had been dealt a decisive military defeat at Cuanval, or Cuanvale, the pronunciation, by the combined forces of the Cuban volunteers, the Angolan army, the fighters from the Southwest Africa People's Organization. The South African invaders were forced to withdraw from Angola. In subsequent negotiations, the apartheid regime ceded independence to Namibia, which celebrated the end of racist colonial domination and the establishment of its own government in March 1990. By puncturing once and for all the myth of the white supremacists' invisibility, the outcome at Cueto Curanvel gave another impulse to the battle against apartheid inside South Africa. The self-assurance of South Africa's capitalist rulers took heavy blows, and tactical divisions among them deepened. On February 2nd, 1990, the government of Prime Minister F.E. de Klerk announced the unbanning of the African National Congress and several other apartheid organizations. 9 days later, on February 11th, Nelson Mandela triumphantly walked out of Victor Verster prison near Cape Town, free for the first time in 27.5 years. In his speech to the monotonous rally, Mandela paid tribute to the unparalleled contribution that Cuba's internationalist volunteers made to the African people's struggle for independence, freedom, and social justice. The crushing defeat of the racist army at the Cueto Cuanvale was a victory for the whole of Africa, Mandela said. The defeat of the apartheid army was an inspiration to the struggling people inside South Africa. Without the defeat of Cueto Cuanvale, our organizations would not have been unbanned. The defeat of the racist army at the Cueto Cuanvale has made it possible for me to be here today. Cueto Cuanvale has been a turning point in the struggle to free the continent and our country from the scourge of apartheid. I can read more, but our time is going. Class, we shall continue. We're at page 10 and we're just in the preface. It's a good read. Trust that you get a good sip, some good edumacation. You know, it's important for us to go all the way back. And if you don't know much regarding the apartheid, we're going to look into that. You can do some research on your own also. We need to find ourselves reminding ourselves of the strength that we carry. And especially in this time, yes, we can look to our leaders for direction. We can look to our leaders and say we expect better governance, we expect transparency, we expect you to come at a level that raises the bar when it comes to being strategic, when it comes to, negotiating policies and also everything that is happening geopolitically that will affect small island states like Antigua and Dominica and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, etc. But it starts with us, knowing ourselves, knowing our history, understanding where we're coming from, going deeper to see where did it all start. So class, I'm going to read some comments and then I'm winding down. I see it's like 10 minutes to the hour of 1 o'clock already. I want to thank you for joining us today. It's Monday Sip, Monday and Wednesday, every Monday and Wednesday. I want to let you know that I am so beyond blessed to have this space, have this platform, to be able to come here every Monday, every Wednesday, 7:30 Caribbean time, 11:30 UK time until 1 o'clock. I'm staying on the clock, I got to stay on the clock because the time, the time is very timely. But guys, before I read the comments, I just got to say that let's take a break. We got to take a break. We got to take a Maria break. We're not taking a Maria Bronco. We're taking a Maria break. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Me they are rising at that bone you. You see the progress of that bunny, yo. Me moving silent, of that bunny, yo. Living me own life, of that bunny, yo. Of that bunny, yo. They talk a whole heap, me just observe. Me stay in lane and protect me nerve. While you they watch man, me they watch work. That's why opportunity find me first. Me nah carry bad vibes, me carry vision. Strong foundation, real ambition. Every setback turn into provision. Now me steps them patterned with vision. Me nah compete, me nah run race. Me only focus for me own pace. But every time me level elevate, appear screw face in every place. Me they are rising, at that bunny. You see the progress, at that bunny. Me moving silent, at that bunny. Living me whole life, at that bunny. Me they are rising, at that bunny. Whole team shining, at that bunny. Blessing a leaning, at that bunny. Live on me one live, at that bunny. At that bunny. Me cut off nice, now the path clear. Real ones round me, fake disappear. Me blessing truth, me not live in fear. My spirit steady like the tide right here. Me hustle quiet, results loud. Me stay grounded, do me make me crowd. You watch me climb, now you feel loud. But me never boast, me just stay proud. Me nah compete, me nah run race. Me only focus for me own pace. But every time me level elevate, appear screw face in every place. Me they are rising, at that bunny. You see the progress, at that bunny. Me moving silent, at that bunny. Living me own life, at that bunny. Me they are rising, at that bunny.
You hear the song, "Sing Me There Rise," and at that bun you see the progress, and at that bun you know, I know about the progress part when it comes to Maria and shit, you know, the Bronco story and all that. I'm just saying, but I'm just saying, it's a beautiful song. It's hot, 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 hot. It is hot, yeah. And Janice, I like the idea, Janice, of us having this as our theme song. But Janice, how are we gonna do this thing? Because you know, when this song drop officially, Janice, we're going to have to pay on the royalties. I don't know how the thing work on Facebook that we be able to play this song, Janice, when we drop the thing. Okay. I don't know how we're gonna do the thing, but we gotta do the thing. We gotta do the thing because the song is just wow. I'm just saying. I was gonna show you all a video, you know, because when I went to let me see if I can find a nice one. Let me see if I can find. Let's see. When I went to drop Munch today, this morning, this song just had me going. You know what? Let me check here first. Let me check on my phone and see if I find it, and then I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all what the song did, and then I'm gonna read the comments, and then I gotta go. What time is it? We got a couple of minutes. We got a couple of minutes. Yeah, Maria, yeah, Sharma, Mr. Sharma. We are listening to the song. Sharma is the song. We are listening to the words and the beat. The song just nice. The vibe nice. I'm just saying. So Sharma says this is what the song is saying. Hey, we can't afford the royalties. Janice said, then what are we gonna do? Oh, she said we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. You gotta figure it out.
Styling a that money, blessings aligning a that money, living me own life a that money. You talk a whole heap, me just observe. Me stay in lane and protect me nerve. While you they watch man, me they watch work. That's why opportunity find me first. Me nah carry bad vibes, me carry.
Wait. Did you hear that verse? You hear the verse? The verse say, while you watch, me watch work. You know, while you watch where you watch, me watch work. That is something. That is
Strong foundation, real and results loud. Me stay grounded, do me make me crowd. You watch me climb, now you feel loud. But me never boast, me just stay proud. Me nah compete, me nah run race. Me only focus for me own pace. But every time me level elevate, appear screw face in every place. Me they are rising, at that bunny. You see the progress, at that bunny. Me moving silent, at that bunny. Living me own life, at that bunny.
all right. So there's one thing. There's quite a couple of things I usually do when I have to prepare for Monday and Wednesday. You know, I usually, of course, I read the news. I do all these different things, but I usually have to do the walk, and I have to do the whole talking to myself, and then I have to play the program in my head, and then I have to give a laugh. And if I don't give a laugh, that's like that. I don't really fit in. You know, I just got to do the thing and do the thing and do the thing. So I usually pass the geese and the ducks. I don't know. I think I might have shown you guys on my platform here how they would normally stop traffic and cross the road. Like literally, the geese just know there's a schedule. There's a certain time when they cross. There's a certain time when they come together and feed and do all these different things. So this morning, like today, I think Maria's song, this song give me motivation to some extent to step out of just passing by and observing the ducks and the geese feeding. I was bold enough to try and feed them. Yes, I was bold enough to feed the geese this morning. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. And then I'm going to read the comments and then we got to go. Wrap up. Got to wrap it up. Wait, let me see if I find it. Where is it? It's like a bit. I think so. Let's see if this is it. Hold on, let me see. Why are you saying I can't do that? Oh, goodness. All right, class. You know what we're going to do? We're going to take a break while I pull it up. Come on.
Eyes in a that bunny, whole team shining a that bunny. Blessings aligning a that bunny. Living my own life a that bunny. You talk a wally, me just observe. Me stay in lane and protect my nerve. While you dey watch man, me dey watch work. That's why opportunity find me first. Me nah carry bad vibes, me carry vision. Strong foundation, real ambition. Every setback turn into provision. Now me steps them patterned with vision. Rising a that bunny, one team shining a that bunny. Blessing aligning a that bunny. Live on me while live a that bunny. A that bunny, a that bunny, a that bunny, a that bunny.
All right, I found it. Look, teacher here today. This is what teacher is doing this morning. Look at this.
Go on.
I always wanted to do it. I pass them all the time. Look at me this morning, class.
Let's see if I can't get them to come a little closer. Come on, it's okay. Let them see what you've got in your hand.
This instead. Come, you can do it.
Have a look.
I was so nervous. Thank you. So nervous. Oh my goodness. I wanted to do this. I watch them every morning. The kids can tell I'm nervous. Look at me, I'm so nervous. Oh. Then I'm like, don't worry, don't take it, man. Don't take it. I was like, don't take it. It's okay. Don't take it. It's not fine. You're good. Then you can sense that I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Yeah. Thank you. That's what I did. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. You know, you gotta feed the birds, you gotta take a walk in the park, you gotta, have a cup of tea with some biscuits, you gotta, just gotta embrace life. You just gotta take deep breaths and breathe. I want to thank you guys for joining me. No, the grass is clean. The grass is safe. It's safe. No worry, Sherma. It's safe here. Like you can just pull up anywhere and sit down and have a snack or something. Spread your blanket, even spread your scarf. Sometimes you can do that. It is safe. Trust me, it is safe. Like Selassie, briefcase. Trust me, it's safe. It's beautiful. So I want to read the comments quickly, and then we're going to head out because it's that time for me to pick out a munch. Nigel said good morning. So Nigel, oh class, listen, I am going to mark the register again because I've created a new register for the class, but I've kept the first one that I marked. Remember we did the register? There's a reason why I'm marking the register. So let me know. I'm gonna call your name, and if you're here, you gotta say that you're here. I see some comments, but I know you're here. So I see Sherma is here. Sherma M is here today. Who else is here? You gotta say if you're here, because if I don't see your name, I'm not gonna take it off because it's being marked. I see Janice is here. Did I see Lydia? Did Lydia comment at any time? Sherma. Toyan, I didn't see Toyan before, so we're going to add Toyan to the list. We didn't see Toyan on Wednesday. Toyan, you know, Nikki have a reason for everything that she's doing, class. So just so you know, we didn't even see Classicy. Classicy, you weren't here for Wednesday's class. So we're going to add you to that class. We're going to say mark it there. So who else? Nicole is here in her class. Nicole is here. She was here. She's going to mark her. But these are the people who were here for Monday. Who else it is? All right. Is that it? Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend and tag a few friends, because I'm not just marking the register just to mark the register, you know. Oh, Therese is here. Were you here on Wednesday? We'll add your name now, but I'm not just marking for marking, okay? I'm marking with a purpose. Let's see. So these individuals will happen to get a bonus class if they didn't mention themselves here, because I have bonus Tamisha, Tricia, Yvette. I think Yvette is here. I think I saw Yvette on the live. I'm not sure. But once you're here, just say here, please. And I'm going to put a star there. And I say good morning. Thank you for joining. And trust me, it's going to be worth it. Show up for class. Once you get a good grade, it's going to be worth it. So let's read the comments, everybody, as we wrap up this morning. Janice says, Grand Rising, Kings and Queens, school calling. You know what I mean? Present, please. Janice says, say what? That was a question. Yes, it was, and it was answered so eloquently also. Thank you for tagging everyone that comes on the live. Remember, when you join the live, tag a few people. Not everybody is getting the notification for the live, so remember to tag a few people. And I'm also live on YouTube, so remember to subscribe to the Free Press 268 YouTube page. If you haven't subscribed as yet, go to my YouTube page, subscribe to Free Press 268, and also subscribe, well, not subscribe, but like the Free Press 268 Facebook page. Facebook, go to Facebook, Free Press 268. Make sure you're following that page, and then go to Free Press 268 on YouTube and follow that page as well. Thank you so much. And that's Sherma saying she's not going to go in the grass. And then Janice is saying a plenty. I know, right? But Janice said we can't pay for the royalties. We'll find favor, Janice. We'll find favor. You know, Janice, they might send us the song and say, Nikki, let it be your anthem on the Free Press 268 platform. And we'll be like, sure, it's sweet. The thing just nice. And Sherman says it is MLK holiday today, snow and ice on the ground. Ooh, I remember that was last week for me when I nearly slipped and busted my bum. Tyen, thank you. All of you send stars. Thank you for the stars. Thank you for the Facebook donations. If you bought coffees, thank you. The link is there. Thank you for everything you continue to do. Sincerely, I send the Most High God's blessing your way, favor, protection on the rest of your day, wherever you're going, whatever you might be doing. Let the Most High God guide you. It's important that we stay prayed up. It is vital that we stay in the presence of the Most High God. And sometimes just walk around and say, God, keep your presence with me. God, keep me covered. Oh, Eldina just marked the register. We're about to wrap up, but you're in, Eldine, you're in. Present, right? Eldine is in. Somebody say, Eldine, in. She all the way in there. So, Father, we want to thank you for your favor and your grace. We sincerely thank you for another day, another opportunity, this breath of life, to be in the land of the living, to experience, to learn, to grow, to thrive, to to have the opportunity, oh God, to think for ourselves. Father, we thank you that we can come before you as we are. Your word says, therefore, there is no condemnation. So, Father, as we are, we come before you, and we thank you for covering us, covering our lives, our days, covering the rest of this year, covering everything that concerns us, God, showing up, God. And like the word in Psalms 124 says, God, we have escaped, God. We've escaped the snares of the fowler. We've escaped them, Lord, trying to swallow us up and sweep us away, Lord God. We thank you for this platform, Free Press 268. I thank you for the work that you've given me in Women of Esteem Antigua and Women of Esteem UK. God, I thank you for the work that you continue to do in this little piece of woman, Lady Nikki Phoenix. I thank you, God, for the platform and for the people, every person that's locked in, every person who's going to watch this live afterwards, God. I ask that you would just reach them, meet them at the point of their need, God. Whether it's a word, it's a hug, it's a monetary fund that they need a connection, God. They need to hear something, they need an email, they need an answered application saying, yes, you've got the job. Let them know that God has done it. Father, favor them, favor us in this year more than we can ask, think, or imagine. Open the floodgates of heaven, God, and stupefy us with your blessing and your grace. This is our word. We shall let the words of our mouth and the meditations of our hearts be acceptable in thy sight. O Lord, our strength and our Redeemer. Good morning. Love you guys. Arlene is here. I see Arlene. I see Deslin. I'm going to add you guys now. Arlene and Deslin, I was about to mark the register. And remember, if Nikki says she's marking the register, there's a purpose, Arlene. There's always a purpose. I see Sherry Ann is here too. If Sherry Ann don't show up for the next few classes, it's just one class Sherry Ann gonna be here for. Deslin, one class you're gonna be here for. You're gonna show up for the rest of the classes. Love, guys. Love, love. Be blessed. And we're going to continue our read on Wednesday. Yeah. How far we slaves have come. And we're going to continue to look into the lives of two exceptional men who understand direction, men who understand people, men who fought hard. And I think that we find that these men and leaders are fighting for themselves now instead of we in the Caribbean. But we got to know ourselves, and the strength, it all starts with you and I. And this is where we're starting. Have a blessed day. Love, love, love. See you guys on Wednesday. But I gotta do this first before I go.
That money, give me one leave, that money.
What? This girl, this is
Give me one leave, that money. Me cut off nice, now the part clear.
Good
Real
timing,
ones round me,
relevance.
fake disappear. Me blessing truth, me not live in fear. Me spirit steady like the tide right here. Me hustle quiet, results loud. Me stay grounded, do me make me crowd. You watch me climb, now you feel loud. But me never boost, me just stay proud. Me nah compete, me nah run race. Me only focus on me own pace. But every time me level elevate, appear screw face in every place. Me they are rising, at that bunny yo. You see the progress, at that bunny yo. Me moving silent, at that bunny yo. Living me own life, at that bunny yo. Me they are rising, at that bunny yo. Whole team shining, at that.
all right, guys. I'm just gonna play this song some more and go and get my munch. You shouldn't see me playing the song and dancing around by the park where I'm walking and by the pond and so on. And people look at me like, and I'm like, yeah, that bunny, you can't dance like this, like that bunny, you can't free up. The song body, all day you just come to class. The song body, you just come to class and did. Look how teacher gonna give you like a bit. All right, come. Let me give you like a bit. Because, it's gonna benefit me too. It's gonna benefit you. It's gonna benefit us. Let's go. It's gonna benefit Janice too. Come. Hey, ever said, DJ, pull it up from the top. And somebody said, Maria, have a good day. Maria, enjoy your day. Maria, look all you can need. Like a Phoenix, sending that to you. Maria, this one is for you, baby girl. Queen, it's for you.
Bonio, you see the progress at that bonio. Me moving silent at that bonio. Living me own life at that bonio. At that bonio. The talk I will eat me just observe. Me stay in lane and protect me nerve. While While you they watch man, me they watch work. That's why opportunity find me first. Me nah carry bad vibes, me carry vision. Strong foundation, real ambition. Every setback turn into provision. Now me steps them pattern with vision. Me nah compete, me nah run race. Me only focus for me own pace. But every time me level elevate, appear screw face in every place. Me they are rising, not that on you. You see the progress, I that on you. Me moving silent, I that on you. Living me whole life, I that on you. Me they are rising, I that on you. Whole team shining, I that on you. Blessing a leaning, I that on you. Live on me one live, I that on you. I that on you. Me cut off nice, now the path clear.
Good
Real
timing and
ones round me,
relevance.
fake disappear. Me blessing truth, me not live in fear. Me spirit steady like the tide right here. Me hustle quiet, results loud. Me stay grounded, do me make me crowd. You watch me climb, now you feel loud. But me never boast, me just stay proud. Me nah compete, me nah run race. Me only focus for me own pace. But every time me level elevate, appear screw face in every place. Me they are rising, not that bunny you. You see the progress, I that bunny you. Me moving silent, I that bunny you. Living me own life, I that bunny you. Me they are rising, I that bunny you. Whole team shining.
We gotta go. I gotta go and do this in private. We gotta go and continue this in private. Class, we're gonna continue this in private. Yeah, we don't need the net. Yeah. Enjoy your Monday. Enjoy your week. Enjoy your week. Listen, all you go petition for me to get this song right here to play fair and square without any kind of royalties. And listen, class, go to work. Go to work. This is the song for the
Since I line in, I that money you. Living me own life, I that money you. You talk a wally, me just observe.
Okay, all right, okay. All right, go.
And protect my nerve. While you they watch man, me they watch work. That's why opportunity find me first. Me nah carry bad vibes, me
Okay, go. Okay, go. Okay, enough, go, yeah.
foundation, real ambition. Every setback turn into provision. Now me steps them patterned with me rising. I that money up, one team shine.
Okay, enough. That's it. Enjoy your Monday.
Blessing a line in I that money up. Give on me one live, I that money up. I that money up. I that money up. I that.
Okay, guys, seriously. It's sweet me. Eh? Oh, what is this? Enjoy. Go find it. Cut this clip, whatever you gotta do, but enjoy your week. See you on Wednesday. Don't be late. Tag a few friends.